Hare Krishna, Assalamu alaikum, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Kuru Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, Lam Yalid Walad Walam Yakul Kufuwan Ahad. This is very special lecture. In this video, I am going to talk about anthropology and Quran Sharif. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Quran Sharif. This is Quran Sharif, which actually written and published by me. So this is my own version of Quran Sharif, and all the scientific theory I have related all the scientific theory with Quran Sharif. So let's get into Quran Sharif, and I would also add a few things about Quran Sharif. Many people would have a wrong perception about Quran Sharif. People would consider Quran Sharif as a as a book of the religion, but I would say Quran Sharif is neither book of the religion and also spirituality, but Quran Sharif is pure book of the science and humanity. And I am trying to propagate a Hindu-Muslim unity. I am trying to strengthen the Hindu-Muslim unity on the basis of the Quran Sharif, and trying to make people understand about the the scientific perspective of the Quran Sharif. So let's get into the anthropology and Quran relevance with anthropology. So Quran relevance to the anthropology lies in the profound exploration of the human origin, diversity, culture, society, and also meaning. While the Quran is a religious and also spiritual text, it's present the insight into the human condition. The human condition. That's why I would always consider Quran Sharif, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Guru Granth Sahib, the Holy Bible, the Kalpa Sutra, Akshar Purushottam Upasana. These all are not religious book, but these all are pure book, the science and humanity. Because human consideration, the humanity means this all the basis of this all the books are is only the humanity. So human condition that align with the many anthropological theme. So what is anthropology? Anthropology is the study of human being. Listen me very carefully. The anthropology is the study of the human being, their origin, the origin of the culture, language, social structure, and how they evolve over time. It has several subfields: the cultural anthropology, human society, norms, beliefs; the biological anthropology, physical anthropology, then human evolution and also genetics; linguistic anthropology, the language and communication; the archaeology, human history via material remains; the human history via the material remains; the origin of humanity. The anthropology themes human origin and also evolution. Quran insight. Quran created means human created from the clay. This is mentioned in Quran Sharif. Ayat number 23 and surah number 12 and 14th, 12 to 14th. First human, the Adam, created directly by God. Quran ayat number 13 to 34, 30 to 34, and surah number 2nd, breath of the soul into the Adam. So link between the physical and spiritual nature. The breath of the soul into Adam. The link between the physical and spiritual nature. This is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. The anthropology relevance explore what it means to be human, both biological and spirituality, both biological as well as spirituality. The human diversity and unity. The anthropological theme: human variation and also social identity. Human variation and also social identity. The Allah created a different nation and tribes to know one another. Allah created, the Prophet created different nation and tribes, the different nations and tribe to know each other. Diversity in language and also color is sign of God. The diversity in languages and the color, the diversities in languages and color is a sign of God. This is actually mentioned in ayat number 22, surah number 30. The anthropological relevance, the Quran validate and honor the ethnic, cultural and linguistic diversity, aligning with the cultural relativism and also ethnographic respect. The social structure and also institution, the anthropological theme, the how the society and organized around the kinship, law, economy, religion. Quran Sharif insight. This actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. The family is central. The rule of marriage, inheritance, social responsibility. The family is central according to Quran Sharif. The rule of marriage, inheritance, the social responsibility. These all things are mentioned in Quran and Sharif. The economic ethics, the prohibit exploitation riba, the prohibits exploitation riba and promote the charity zakat. The religious rituals as a social cohesion, Hajj, the prayer and fasting. These all things are mentioned in Quran and Sharif. The anthropological relevance, the Quran provide a framework for the social institution much like a anthropology study kinship, economy and also belief systems. The cultural transmission, anthropological theme, how knowledge, norms and belief are passes on the Quran insights. The Quran is a oral tradition. The Quran is a oral tradition and Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a written tradition. The memorized, recitation and also preserved. The Prophet as a cultural reformers who challenges and also unjust tradition. This is actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif. The emphasis on the seeking knowledge. This is actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif. I would always ask to the people, you have to seek for the knowledge. You have to seek knowledge. Otherwise, you will never gain anything in your life. So always look for the knowledge. Always seek for the knowledge. Otherwise, what happen? You will never get developed. Because if you are actually looking for the degrees, if you are looking for the completion certain courses, but unless you are not getting the full knowledge of the particular course, of the particular syllabus, particular curriculum, then you are not able to do anything in your life. So try to understand, try to acquire the full knowledge of the particular course and particular curriculum. So anthropological relevance, Quran is a prime example of the cultural transmission. The Quran Sharif, the Holy Quran Sharif is a prime example of the cultural transmission and transformation across the time and places. The transformation across the time and places, the myth, symbol and meaning, the anthropological theme, the role of the myth, symbol and religion in the understanding the whole Quran insights. The uses the story of the Prophet, the heavy use of the symbol light, darkness, water, fire. The light, darkness, the water and fire. The four symbols are actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif, and according to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there are the 5 symbols. The 5 basic elements are there to create the life. The anthropological relevance, these are the core method by which the human assign the meaning to life. The human assign the meaning of life. A major field of the symbolic anthropology. The major field of the symbolic anthropology. The human purpose and also ethics. The anthropological themes, how society defines the right and wrong and purpose in according to Quran and Sharif insight. The human created to the worship and serve a God. Human created means the reason to create the human. This actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita as well. The human created to worship and serve God. This actually mentioned in ayat number 56, surah number 51. Emphasize on justice, compassion and personal accountability. This actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif. Justice, compassion and personal accountability means compassion in according to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the meaning of the compassion is daya and another name of daya is dharma. So there is no difference between the dharma and daya. The compassion and dharma both are actually same. Anthropological relevance, the Quran offer a teleological purpose-based view of the humanity and critical to understanding the religious worldview in anthropology. The language and communication, this is actually most important in the civic society. Means if you are not having a particular, means proper and particular communication, you are not able to convey your message to anyone. So in order to communicate, in order to convey your message, your thought to someone, the proper communication, proper language is required, and this actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif, ayat number 2, surah number 12. This actually mentioned Arabic as a language of relevance. The Arabic is as a language of relevance, emphasize on the eloquence, clarity and metaphor and also storytelling. The storytelling, the proper storytelling is required most. Means active listener, means active listening skill. This is actually most important. Before, in order to solve any problem, in order to resolve any obstacle, any problem, what you have to do, you just have to understand the problem, and for the understanding you have to listen the problem, you have to identify the problem, you have to understand what the particular person is telling, means trying to tell you. So until unless you are not be active listener, you cannot be good good in the communication, as well as you are not able to solve any problem until unless you are not able to you will not be active listener. So this is mentioned in Quran Sharif. Quran and anthropology, the human origin, the human diversity, the social structure, the cultural transmission, the symbolism and mayat, human ethics and also purpose, these all things mentioned in the Quran and Sharif. The language, this is actual language is playing the pivotal role for the communication to convey any message to anyone. So these all things mentioned in Quran and Sharif, this is the similarity, this is the relevance of Quran and Sharif and also anthropology. I hope you all can understand, and I'm trying to propagate the Hindu-Muslim unity. I'm trying to strengthen the Hindu-Muslim unity. However, by birth, by origin, I'm Hindu, but I'm trying to I'm trying to preach Quran and Sharif as well, and as well as Srimad Bhagavad Gita and also Guru Granth Sahib, the Holy Bible, the Kalpa Sutra, Akshar Purushottam Upasana, in order to strengthen the India's religious unity. This is actually primary agenda of my life. This is actually primary objective of my life. That's why I'm preaching Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Quran and Sharif together to make people understand and make people understand the big thing, which is actually why we are actually separating ourselves, isolate ourselves from. It means why we are not united, why we are isolated. So this is the reason. This is actually single step toward the Hindu-Muslim unity. I hope you all can understand, and I'm thankful to all of you for supporting me and also standing for me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Khuda Hafiz, Radhe Radhe.